um, two things that I think creators should, uh, okay, latency as well. Don't expect these things to come out,
That's a good
that
point.
you, yeah, late, it's going to be delayed. Stuff is going to be delayed. So you should understand that it looks good. But the second thing is to lower your expectation. Just because you see it look how it looks, prototype, it's not going to always look that way once you get it in hand. So literally, new collectors expect delays. Uh, Lower your expectation. Those are my two things because we've seen it time and time again. Things have actually dropped, or we're like, damn. Sometimes they'll say, okay, to be out this date, and we won't get it for like 3 years, or 2.5 years. It's depending. And then we have, expectation when it comes to a piece. It looks good, on paper, on photo, or picture. And as soon as we get it, Batman Begins, it looks terrible. So, I mean, you just have to really, really, really lower your expectations, and just sit there. That's the most important thing. I mean, price, you know what you're getting yourself into. You know what I mean? So you definitely know what you getting yourself into. But I would say those are two of the most important things because it just has to, again, you have to keep that in mind because we saw, like, when I first started out, I didn't know shit about hot toys and how they operated. And I saw it, and you pay for the figure, like, all right, cool, give it to me now, not knowing that there was a delay. Like, it had to go in production. It takes a while for that to happen. That's why they give you these dates. Then, once we see, and I fell victim to that too. You see the production photos on certain channels, and you're like, cool, I can get that now. But not knowing that, okay, the thing is, it's been released overseas. It doesn't mean that we'll get it over in the States.
Right.
So then you have to go through that whole process, and it takes a while. So it's just like, damn. So I had to kind of figure all that out as I went, and it became like a true collector at that point. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, bro. And those are some good tips because people really do need to be prepared to wait.
Yeah,
And it's
bro.
better, Leo, than it ever has been, to be honest. I mean, because before, remember with Mando and Captain America, we were waiting like 4 to 6 months. It was a while. So it's gotten a lot better. So new collectors are actually going to be at least coming in on the good end of it. But yeah. I want to ask Mario too. Mario, what do you think? With new collectors, what are two things that you think new collectors should really know? Because Lael just dropped some knowledge on us.
This is actually something that's kind of near and dear personally right now, just because I'm actually dealing with some of my statue homies that are asking me a lot of questions about hot toys right now.
Yep.
So they're actually new collectors, man. And one of the things that I dealt with, man, shout out to my boy Miguel, Toy Quest 101. Sideshow and hot toys are two different things.
Yeah,
okay.
Did they ask you about that?
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, my dude thought he had a bunch of hot toys. He started naming the figures. I'm like, those sound like Sideshow figures.
Yeah.
Let's get this straight. Hot Toys is their own company that are producing these 6-scale figures, while Sideshow is actually the distributor.
Yeah.
While they make 6-scale figures, they're totally separate things.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
that's one of the
vastly
things that I really
different.
Vastly different.
Yes.
Insanely different, man. Different quality from the paint apps to the body types.
Mm-hmm.
One's practically a freaking bobblehead, and the other with the body concerned,
Damn.
and the other one's a little bit more, higher end, a little bit nicer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is it's kind of two things that go kind of hand in hand. Is to what the hell's going on?
Like
Shop around for deals. I mean, when I'm talking new, Sideshow is not the only distributor out there, or not the only seller out there.
Mm-hmm.
There are other websites that I do not wish to name right now, but you can go ahead and I would say get involved in the social media groups, whether it be Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, what have you. Right, get involved, ask some questions as far as like where can you find the best price for a particular figure. Mm-hmm. Anything new that comes out that you're looking for, or anything that's in stock that you're looking for, ask around and just shop around, for the best price. Get involved with the community as well, man. You'll have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Not always, but most of the time, the experience is pretty positive. You'll get a couple of, weird, odd people here and there, but it happens, man. It happens. But yeah, 2 things: Sideshows, not hot toys. Get involved with the communities. Shop around for the best price.
Yeah, there's some good ones. We got a good comment. Toys Wonderland.
Yeah.
That just made me
Never buy
laugh.
from Toys Wonderland.
Yeah, that was just really funny.
Now, for something like that, you do something that said places you stay away from.
Right.
You have to let collectors know the difference, bro. Like the companies you stay away from. That's. A
I
totally
think he was
different
joking.
discussion.
Yeah, that's why it was so funny to me. I was like, that was really clever.
That's why I said ask.
I know, right?
around.
Ask the questions. Ask the
around.
questions. So, Carlos, I want to ask you the same question here. What would you say to new collectors? 2 things that you think that would be helpful.
The first one being that unless it's a summer exclusive, like the Arena Boba Fett or the Stealth Suit Captain America, you really shouldn't be pre-ordering right now. Even if Sideshow is telling you it's low stock or blue screen, don't pre-order. Just don't do it. If it's the figure that you're gonna love no matter what, like a Darth Vader DX, go for it. But most figures, right, that are going to have a head sculpt, they're going to have a decline when it comes out. So I would say don't pre-order. You're going to have a lot more flexibility. 10 pre-orders in, that's $3,000, man. You can get in really, you can put yourself in a tough financial, position really, really quickly. So I would say don't pre-order. They're not going to go anywhere, even if Sideshow sells out, like Mario mentioned. They're going to be available somewhere else. So that would be the first one. You really don't have to, and at least until now, you don't. And the second thing, it would be Will actually has a video about this, so you can definitely look around. But something we came up with is called tier-based collecting. So when you buy a hot toy, you're gonna love, how great these look. And I hear all the time people go and buy 10, 20, 30, there are 50 hot toys in 2-3 months in. So tier-based collecting, is gonna allow you to be able to still enjoy this and allow you to be able to prioritize your favorite characters from tier 1 or tier 6. So you can actually determine, do I really want this? Do I really need this? And again, if you don't pre-order, you're not in a tough financial spot. And because you are using tier-based collecting, when they do become available and it does come out good, you can say, oh, well, this is a tier 5. Maybe I'll wait for a deal. Or there's a tier 1, which is the best, like Mando, let's say. Oh, I'm going to jump on that now. That's Will. For me, it would be an Iron Man. Oh, I'm going to jump on it now, right? But I don't pre-order, and I use TBC to our advantage. So those 2 things. And again, Will has a video about TBC on his YouTube channel. So if you want to look that up too.
Yeah, dude, it is honestly, it's been a game changer for me personally. So everyone can use their own philosophy and do what they think is best. But as far as like sort of figuring out which characters are most important to you and prioritizing that, I think it's pretty helpful. So I really like it.
Real quick to kind of piggyback off of what both Carlos and Mario said, just look around. There's other places where you can actually get these figures. Again, right now, for instance, Ray over at Underground Toys, he has a great deal on figures where you get free shipping. You know what I mean? So yeah, Underground Toys, underground figures, my boy Ray. Definitely you can go over there and get some really, he actually sent out an email today, so you can actually go ahead and get it.
I gotta buy from him, Leo. I've not yet bought from him,
bro. He's such a good dude, bro. And he's really, really good.
Yeah. What do you want to say, Carlos?
I was gonna say, to add to that no pre-order, right? I've pre-ordered, which is funny, the Mark II DeLorean. And the only reason is because I was able to find it for 20% off retail, free shipping right now. So because it was such a great deal, I was like, okay, I'm going to jump on this right now. Sometimes, like Leo said and everyone, that if you do find a great retailer who has a great deal, like Underground, then maybe that's the exception you make if he's a tier 1, tier 2 character. So
right. Because Underground seems to have some pretty sweet deals. So
when it comes to pre-orders as well, man, I found a hell of a deal on the 89 Batmobile that I couldn't pass up. Below retail shipped. Had to do it.
Yeah. See, so if you find a deal, you're like,
do that.
Okay.
Do that.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, because if
you're
like
going to pre-order
Mario,
for
yeah, go ahead, Carlos. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you're going to pre-order from Sideshow for full retail plus tax plus shipping, you don't really have to. But if it's a great deal on a pre-order, like Mario said, like Leo said, then yeah, I think that'd be worth it.
Yeah, because if it's a great deal, and if you're like Mario, where you're like, I know I want that Batmobile. Like, I love 89 Batman. I want that Batmobile. Then go for it. Like, absolutely. So, and I've made that mistake before where, I've pre-ordered figures that I really wanted and I got a really good deal. And then I've canceled some of them because I was like, I know with the way the Hot Toys market is going, they're going to go down a little bit and I could probably get it. But then when those figures come out, I'm like, I still really want that. And I ended up paying retail. So those are mistakes I made a couple years back.
It's called being dumb.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it's called being inexperienced at the time too. So, but you know, and that's kind of maybe what happened. But yeah, so I would say just be cautious about it, and you know, if you really want it, then find a good deal for it. Riley,
Hey,
what do you think?
Linda
bro?
said some good stuff too.
Yeah. Linda, Charlie said don't buy Pennywise figures. I don't agree with that though. I'm going to put him in timeout.
At least not the Hot Toys ones.
Yeah, right. Just get the NR ones. So yeah. And Linda said that, and we've said that before. You know, we've always said just because it's a great deal doesn't mean it's a great deal for you. So, you know, that's kind of what I believe.
Right.
So.
Especially if it's something that you're not really sure on, because I hear that so many times. Well, if it's this price, I might get it. Well, if it's that price that you want to pay for it, you're not even sure you're going to get it anyway. So don't waste your money on it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Riley, what do you think? What 2 tips would you give new collectors? Because I know you're in the Young Avengers, so you know these things.
Yeah, I'm Kate Bishop, but
yeah, you are.
we're going
West
to
Coast Avengers, bro.
Yeah, the West Coast
there you
Avengers.
go.
That's you, Riley.
I love that.
Earthquakes.
There we go. Earthquakes. Oh my god.
And churros.
Yeah, churros. Oh my god. So for the first tip, I'd probably say the one thing that's super important that I feel like doesn't get talked about as much would be definitely planning out your display before buying your Hot Toys. Because I think on top of buying Hot Toys in general, you also have to figure out where to put them, obviously. And I think that, sorry, when you get your Hot Toy figures, you have to figure out where you're going to put them. And I think in my sense, when I first started collecting, I didn't really think of it too much at the time, because obviously when my throat is so, I don't know what's going on.
Riley's going through puberty live on camera.
Yeah. Live.
Did your balls just drop?
Yeah, dude. They did.
He's in the Young Avengers. He's fine. West Coast Avengers. It's fine.
So as I was saying, yeah, buying a figure. I've bought figures in the past. When I started collecting, I was like, I'm not gonna go like super deep into it now. And now look at me. Obviously, that happens a lot with Hot Toys collectors. You got to get ready because you're gonna fall down the hole. It happens to everyone when you go down and you start buying a bunch of figures. I'd say before you do that, kind of have a rough draft of what you're really gonna do for your display. Whether that be detolfs, as much as detolfs has gone up in price, it's crazy. I think they're like 130 now.
120,
Pretty
130, yeah.
Yeah, they've been going up. But detolfs,
I heard they might be
space,
discontinued pretty soon as well. Is that true?
Really?
I think they're gonna like remodel them. That's what I'm thinking, Mario. Like they'll change something
like
with
a
new
revision or something.
Right.
Something like that.
Right.
But yeah, I know someone posted it's like 130 now. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, whether that be detolfs, Modu Case, obviously, or Modu Space, they're a great place too. But that's obviously if you want to really spend time and money on a figure, because that's going to take on a case, because that's going to take a really long time. But I'd say that's super important, because for me, in my sense, when I wasn't thinking too much of my display, I was kind of just falling flat, because I'd have these figures, but I really wouldn't know where to put them. I'd have them in my box. Even some figures I have now that are just on my desk, which I don't like personally. That's a tip that I'd say it's another thing. I don't really like leaving figures on my desk, because obviously there's dust, etc. Other issues can happen. It can fall, whether they're any cases. But I'd say, yeah, figure out what you're going to be doing for your display cases before you start diving into your figures. Now, obviously, I have my Modu Spaces coming. I think it's funny. Brian just emailed me. I think they're coming like in a week or two. So I'm super excited.
Nice,
coming right around the
They
corner.
shipping or arriving to your house?
Like they're leaving from, like they're shipping to my house. Like it's in LA, I think. It's in Cali. So,
Oh, nice. So
yeah.
they're probably near the
shit.
ports
Okay.
or whatever. Yeah. You have to show me how the assembly goes, Riley. Yeah. Because
Oh god,
Dude,
I
he can't
wait.
even put a peg in. He's got taken 5 days.
I already
Did
told
you
my
get
friends.
DFs or did you get the 6 series?
I got DFs and then 2 customs, but all DFs, yeah. 'Cause I
Oh.
wanted that high.
He's doing a shoot.
How's the lead
Yeah,
time?
I'm
How long ago did you order?
I ordered November 2021.
yeah, it was Black Friday,
been-
wasn't it?
2021.
Yeah, Black
Oh
Friday.
wow.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Was it so about a year and a half almost? Yeah.
Yeah, a year and a half pretty much. So yeah, that's another thing I'd say for Modu Space. You wait, but it's gonna be worth it in the long haul, because I can't wait for those. But like I said, figure out what you're gonna be doing for your displays, and yeah, that's it for that. And my second tip, I'd say a huge thing is, like I think Mario kind of said it as well, is connecting with people, collectors, just on Facebook, Instagram, and even obviously content creators. There's a lot of great people out there who honestly, like, a lot of the stuff I have here in my room, and a lot of the stuff that I buy for like as to look cool in my room or etc., they come from other people who have inspired me and stuff. So I'd say Facebook's a super, like, that's, if you're into 6 scale and you don't have Facebook, you got to get Facebook. That's like the mainstay for everything. It's kind of funny because a lot of my friends and myself, I didn't have Facebook before like getting into Hot Toys, but once I got into Hot Toys, I started downloading Facebook, and all my friends were like, why do you have Facebook? Like, I feel like that's for old people. And I was like, damn, like
Is that what they
that's
say?
messed up, dude. Yeah, that's what they say, man. I guess
It is for old people.
Wow.
Facebook's
Is it
for old
really?
people. Yeah, maybe. Because none of my friends use Facebook. They're like, why do you use Facebook? I'm like, because everyone on Facebook
Yeah,
is.
maybe the youngins are using Instagram and TikTok.
For my clients and stuff, anytime we want to promote to like 35 and 40-year-olds minimum, we tell them, let's go to Facebook. It's an old people thing.
Go.
Facebook's really good for like following collecting and news
exactly
and stuff like that. Yeah.
That sounds because I never like had Facebook at all. But when it came to collecting, obviously when I was watching you guys on YouTube and stuff, that's where I kind of fell into Facebook. But like I said, yeah, have Facebook, Instagram, join Facebook groups and even join like Facebook's buy, sell, trade groups. Another tip I can give is that I think it's OSR Facebook group. Like that's well, it's a semi like tip to the I'm saying, but I'd say dive into that because there's ridiculous deals on that if you can just keep an eye on it. I know I've gotten a lot of figures from that, but like I said, plan out your displays before you end up getting your hot toys because it'll be troublesome in the future. Just trust me on that. And just connect with people on Facebook and YouTube because like I said, I'm watching you guys. I wasn't a YouTuber before you guys and I would watch you guys all the time and gain so much knowledge onto what to buy, what stuff, accessories I can buy. But yeah, that's what I'd say.
Thank you for the 4 tips. I have a question. Which figure do you have that I inspire you to get?
Oh, you didn't inspire me at all. None. You're just a nobody.
None, dude. None.